Welcome to Cook and Bake with Samer. Today I'm going to be making for you a fresh homemade pizza sauce. We're going to also be making pizza dough and then we'll make pizzas. So I'm starting here with my fresh herbs and I'm going to have about uh, 2 tablespoons of oregano, fresh oregano. If you're using dry, just use 1 tablespoon. This is for 4 pounds of Roma tomatoes. And so that's what I'm using. But again, I had received a question regarding, how do I do my fresh herbs and how do I take them out? So you could see here what I just did. So I'm going to chop our fresh oregano here. And I'm also going to have a teaspoon of dried thyme and about 2 tablespoons of fresh basil. And also, I'm going to finely chop them. With the tomatoes, I'm have the water getting ready to boil so I can score them and drop them. And after we do that, we're going to peel the tomatoes. I'm going to chop them and also mince them. And before I start letting them simmer for about 45 minutes probably, we need them to drop down a third in size. These look good here, I think. We're also going to be using 3 teaspoons of extra virgin olive oil. Now, I'm not going to use garlic and I'm not going to use onions. Because I'm making quite a bit and I might end up needing to freeze it as well. The onions, I wouldn't put it anyway, but if I wanted to use garlic, I can do it later. Put it in a little bit olive oil, dice them, and so I would put them in olive oil, dice them, and just cook them just slightly to get rid of the garlic taste here. So we're gonna kind of chiffon our basil. And when I add the herbs, I'm going to add them about 20 minutes after they start simmering, and not right at the beginning. And as I mentioned, we have our boiling hot water here. We're going to drop our scored tomatoes in here for about a minute, minute and a half. We want to make sure they're easy to peel. And here they are. And then we'll remove them, we'll put them back here. I'll peel them and I'll show you what I'm doing, and we'll also core them, chop them, and continue. They've been in there right around a minute and a half. Let's start removing some of these. I could see they are ready. Some that were on top, I'll remove them at the end. Beautiful tomatoes. And then I'll take them all out, and then we'll see you on the other side. I'll demonstrate a couple. I know you've seen how I peel them and core them before. Our tomatoes are ready, so let's peel them real quick and then I'll score them. Going to peel them and put the peels here. I have a bag. See how easy it is? It just comes right off. And then I'm taking a knife with it has a little pointy thing. It makes it easier to just go in there. Just be careful. But also, if I'm able to do them without putting the tomatoes in bath water, cold water, because I have these gloves on. If you don't, you probably want to have a little bit of cold water, some ice, just to put them in there quickly, mainly so you can not burn your hands. You know, see how quickly and easy it is? Look, it's very simple. And we don't have to be too precise when we are getting ready and chopping them, because I'm going to also, you'll see, I'm going to also smash them like if I'm doing mashed potatoes. I'll quickly show you how I'm going to cut the tomatoes here. I'll go ahead and cut this in half. Here we'll do 3 cuts on this one, just like that. That's good. Quick. Next. Again, we don't have to be precise. We don't have to worry about it if it gets smushed, because we're going to smush them. And okay. After I'm done with these, we'll go to the stove and continue our adventure. Don't go anywhere. Let's put our tomatoes and keep the juices, even though we're going to have more juices from the tomatoes. But when we simmer them open. We do want the sauce to thicken, but we'll keep an eye on it. It could take some time, depending on how much you're doing. It could take just 30 minutes and not the full 40. We're over here now. Our tomatoes are ready, and I'm going to turn the stove on. Okay, so we're turning our stove on. I'm going to have it on about medium high right now, and I'm going to put 3 teaspoons of olive oil for this. There. Now it's 3, and I don't need for it to warm up or anything. If I was doing garlic, I would add the garlic right now and saute it with the olive oil first, so we can get rid of the garlic taste, and just have the beautiful flavor of the garlic. What I'm going to do is mash the potatoes. Oh, no, tomatoes. You got to make sure you have the right ingredients. We have to mash the tomatoes a little bit here. That helps get the water out of them too, but also helps them during the simmering process. It also expedites the simmering process. Again, as soon as they start boiling, I'm going to lower it to low to medium low, and then I'm going to set the timer for 20 minutes, add our herbs, salt and pepper and all that. I'm going to go ahead and add the salt and pepper right now. It's just the herbs. We will need to add those. We will add those after 20 minutes. Also, as I mentioned, 2 teaspoons of salt, 1 teaspoon of black pepper, and then we'll taste them later as well. But freshly ground our 1 teaspoon of pepper. Here we go. Mix that salt and pepper in there. I'm going to quickly taste for the salt and the pepper. Let me see here the flavor. The salt is perfect. It's excellent. We'll wait for it. It's about to start boiling here. And again, we'll set the timer for 20 minutes. We'll lower the heat to medium low. We'll keep an eye on it. We'll set the timer for 20, add our herbs, and I'll show you when we add the herbs. And it's a good idea to stir it every 5 minutes. There we go. It's been 20 minutes, and now we're ready to add our herbs, and I've been stirring it every 5 minutes. Here we go. You know, the taste of the tomatoes, and right now if you just smell the aroma of those tomatoes just like that, they're so delicious. I'm adding a teaspoon of sugar, and I'm also adding here the teaspoon of thyme, and also here we have our 2 tablespoons of fresh oregano and about 2 tablespoons of our fresh basils. All right, so let's stir them together here. I'm gonna set the timer for 10 more minutes, and I know I need them there for another 20 or 25, but we want to keep an eye on them, make sure they have the consistency we want. I'm thinking after that 10 minutes, I'm going to puree them and to show us really how the consistency is. Another 10 minutes went by, and it's time to put the immersion blender through, and then I'll leave them for another 10. I want to let you know with the immersion blender, in case you have an electric stove, you need to remove it from the part that's hot, because it's going to continue to boil, and we're trying to use the immersion blender. It's really going to cause air pockets on the inside with the heat, and it will splatter high heat and liquid on you. So I'll use the immersion blender. I want to liquefy the whole pizza sauce. If you want to keep it chunky, you could, but I want to liquefy it with all the herbs. And after I run it right now, I'm also going to give it another taste to make sure everything is okay. Just be careful with the immersion blender not to raise it high while you're, running it. You gotta make sure it's staying under the liquid. Even if you're tilting it a little bit like I am, you don't want to go too high. It took about 3 minutes to get all this liquefied. It really doesn't take much time at all. I mean, I would recommend unplug first and remove and put in the sink. And let's try it together here and see how it is. So I have it back to medium low. I want to taste the herbs in our pizza sauce. Let's see. Wow. This is really good. You could just eat it like a soup. But those herbs are so good in there, the fresh herbs. Even if you use the dry herbs, will be good. So we'll keep it for another 10 minutes. After that, we'll turn it off, let it cool down. And once it's cold, I'll put it in the refrigerator for overnight. Let's go work on our pizza dough. So let's start working on our dough for our pizza. I'm going to plan here, I'm going to be making 4 about 12-inch pizzas. I want to let you know a couple of things. I'm following a method that's really trying to be very close to what restaurants have in the proofing process, but our refrigerators aren't like walk-in coolers where their temperatures are a lot cooler. In restaurants, the dough really proofs for about 3 days in the refrigerator. So I will have another video that has how to do it, like if you're going to do it right now and use it the same day. So today I'm going to be doing it, put it in the fridge, not use it until tomorrow afternoon. So I'm going to try to have it in the fridge for about 24 hours. So what I have here is 4 cups of bread flour and 1 tablespoon of salt. And in here I have 1.5 cups of water. Usually ready and fermented or get activated, we would have the water at 120 degrees. I already have a tablespoon of sugar, and I'm also going to be putting a tablespoon and a half, 1.5 tablespoons of active dried yeast. But again, I'm not going to let it activate right now. I'm going to let it just ferment in the dough very, very slow. This is why I have the water at room temperature. I'm going to go ahead and add to the wet ingredients 2 tablespoons of olive oil. So let's do that. 1, 2. In the restaurants, what they do is they'll have trays and trays on top of trays, so it kind of stops the air from going through. So first, we're going to mix our dry ingredients together. Again, I put the sugar here, just give it a little bit, let the yeast start a little bit. Then I'm not going to be doing the slow mixing. We don't need to. And you'll see in the other video that I have for the regular dough that we've done. I recorded it before and I forgot about it. I already had it, but I never posted it. All right, let's start. We're mixing just the salt and the flour together here. As it's mixing, I'm going to slowly add our wet ingredients here. Then we will let them mix until they are kind of incorporated. I would scrape the sides and then I let it knead for 7 minutes. Look how the flour and the wet ingredients are coming together. This is excellent, just the way we want it. And in my other video, I will show you how to do the kneading by hand if you need to, if you don't have the stand mixer. Nice. Beautiful. You see how it's coming along? Very nice. See, it's like you don't have to touch it. And it just incorporates itself together and it bonds together. I don't think I'm going to need to be honest with you, I don't think I'm going to need to scrape anything. Look at that. All right. Let's let it knead for 7 minutes. It's been 7 minutes. Look at our beautiful pizza dough. Very, very nice. Very nice. Okay. That's good. Look how it just all got together. I didn't even need to scrape it or anything. It was all good. Let me dust some flour here so I can cut it in 4 pieces. All right. It's good. It's not even sticking to the gloves. All right. Look at our beautiful pizza dough here. All right. Let's cut it in 4 and form it into 4 dough pieces and have it ready to go into the fridge. There we go. They are beautiful, beautiful. It just formed. Look, it's not even sticking to the gloves. I thought I'm gonna have to like remove my gloves. And look at that. Look at that, beautiful, beautiful. There are so many more different methods to really. I'm just doing it in a hurry, to be honest with you right now. Our beautiful pieces of dough, I'm going to separate them this way so they'll have room to grow. Even though you see oil, I want you to put flour at the bottom of the pan, only slightly oil the top. I do not want you to put oil on the bottom, just put flour. That would be the best way to do it. All right, we'll put them in the fridge overnight, 24 hours, and see. I'll keep an eye on them in the morning, see how they're doing. Look at our beautiful pizza sauce. But look at our dough. It was in the refrigerator probably about 28 hours. You can leave it in the fridge for about 72 hours. You won't have a problem. Those little white thingies, it's because the plastic was sitting right on it, and normal condensation we have sometimes at home in our fridge like that. But it's not a problem once we put flour on it and everything. I have tomatoes, onions, fresh mozzarella cheese, and mushrooms, some peppers, and flour, and a pizza cutter. And I also have here, I have a stone that I've had sitting in here for about a half hour. I have my oven set at 500, and I do also have the convection running, and I have it at the lowest part in the oven. Okay, let's make some pizzas. So the first pizza I'm going to make is the margarita pizza. And let's separate these two guys here. Let's put a bunch of flour. You can use also semolina if you want. I'll see how it goes on the pizza peel. If the pizza it does want to stick to it. For the other ones, I'll also, don't be afraid to use flour. Remember to dust the bottom of the pan and do not put oil like I did. It causes the dough to wanting to absorb a lot of flour. There are so many ways that you could. Oh, I like more flour down here. All right, there we go. Now we can stretch it like this. All right, that's one method. If you want, you can carry it and go like this on the edges, not on the center. I apologize, no camera slowly. The camera didn't move up to capture what I was doing with the dough. There we go. Beautiful. I think this is the size we need and we want. And so let's start with our pizza sauce. Yum, yum, yum. It's about a ladle here. You see this here? We'll put it in the middle and just gently move it outside. I see a piece of tomato here. You see it? I'm gonna leave it. Let's move it to this inside. Well, must be it didn't get smushed, didn't get blended good. But hey, it's a tomato. You could take it as far out as you like. You can, with the pizza, you can sprinkle, if you want, oregano. You can sprinkle other things on top of the sauce as well if you want. But as I mentioned, right now we're doing a margarita pizza. I'm going to cut these to make it, because they're really big chunks. If they were smaller chunks, I probably would not. So here's our margarita pizza with the fresh mozzarella. I'm going to have uh, freshly shredded mozzarella for the others, for the other pizzas as well. And I'll show you that. I think this is good. I like it. Hand washing real quick. Here I'm going to put a little drizzle of olive oil on it as well. And I have a wooden pizza peel, and I have this one. I'm going to flour it a little bit. So let's see how this one goes for us. Beautiful. See, it slid right on there. And now I'm going to put some tomatoes on here. The tomatoes, you want to slice them very, very thin for the margarita pizza, see? And here we go. I should have probably put the cheese on top. No, it's fine. Here we go. I like it like this. This is good. Maybe one more slice over here. Yeah, there we go. The pizza's ready. We're going to take it to the oven. So I could pull it out, but since the pizzas was easily, we're able to easily slice it. So what you want to do is move it to the end and just angle your pizza peel and close it. I'm going to right now time it for 6 minutes, and then we'll see how it is. So why is it better to leave at least the pizza in the refrigerator for 24 hours? Pizza places don't make the dough and just do it right away. It's usually in their walk-in refrigerators for 2 to 3 days, usually 3 days. So first, when you're leaving it uh, in the refrigerator, the gluten is gonna break down and it's going to ferment slowly. The second thing is it's going to make it easier to stretch. You see how easy it was to stretch? I had no problems with it. I put it on the peel. It didn't just shrink right back. Doesn't it happen to you? I know it does. And also, the other thing is when the gluten breaks down, and also it releases the sugars. After the gluten breaks down, it releases sugars during that time into the dough. And that's what gives it the caramelization and the crispy, superior flavor at the restaurants. And a fourth one is when there's a name of an acid, I know, not remembering it right now, but also the breaking down of the gluten makes it easier on you for digestion, and it's easier on your stomach. So plan the pizza ahead of time. You have a group, you have family, you want to do it. Do the dough the night, at least do it the night before, and then you can make the pizza the next day. The pizza's been there for 4.5 minutes. See what I mean about that caramelization and the crispiness? Look at that. And the reason we wanted to slice these tomatoes very thin, because they do produce some water. These type of tomatoes. You can dry them out a little bit too as well. I didn't dry them out too much, but there they are. Look at our beautiful pizza. 6 minutes was excellent. Professionally made pizza right in your home. Let's put some fresh basil. There we go. A little more, right? For our fresh mozzarella pizza, margherita pizza, I mean. There we go. This is good. You want a little more? Okay. There. All right, let's cut it. Oh, guys hear that crust? Hear that crunch? You know, the hottest part on the pizza, you might think it's the sauce, but it's not. It's actually the cheese. That's the hottest part on the pizza. I really want to try. Oh, that cheese. See how that cheese melted there? Can you see the bottom? Look at that. Again, that's from because we didn't make the dough and bake it the same day. You can put all the toppings that you want on a pizza. If the crust is not good, the pizza is not good, right? This is delicious. It's beyond delicious. And that sauce, now of course you need the sauce, but that sauce, whew, yum, yum, yum. Seriously. You hear the crunch? Wow. You might like it better than your top pizzeria that you go to because you can make so many pizzas. Tomorrow I'll take some to work. I'll eat some at work. But really the crust is just amazing. Let's make some other cheese. Make other types of pizza. Like I promised you, I'm going to show you how I'm going to also shred some fresh mozzarella. It's not fresh, but I bought a 1 pound, just a block. I cut it up into these pieces and I put the top shredding thing on the food processor. Now, if you don't have this, if you wanted to, you can also buy the bag that already pre-shredded, or you can just cut them into smaller pieces yourself. I think this way, it's still better than the ones that are, even though there are some obviously that are just 100%, there's no added artificial things, but I think this is better. Okay, here's our cheese. Let's put it into our bowl here. And so what I'll do is afterwards, what I don't use, I'll put it in a Ziploc and it'll be in the refrigerator for other things to use. Okay, let's do our veggie pizza here. Let's get lots of flour on the bottom. All right, let's grab this one. Okay. You see how I turned it over, so the wet part, I can slap it right from here. Oh, beautiful. This is beautiful. Let's do our veggie pizza. And if you want extra sauce, you can put extra sauce. There we go. Thank you. All right, let's push the cheese here. Nice. So the pound really, for the amount of cheese I'm putting, it's very close to making 4 pizzas, if not just 3. But all right, so let's start with some tomatoes here. There. And a couple more. That's it. Here. This is good. All right, so let's put some onions. Remember, the pizza, you don't want to overcrowd it, so the crust will cook, the ingredients will cook. And let's put, it's going to be a veggie, everything on, all the veggies on it. We'll have a little bit of the yellow pepper, a little bit of the green pepper for different colors. Hope you enjoyed making these pizzas with me. In the meantime, don't forget to subscribe and follow me on your favorite social media networks and channels. They're all under Cook and Bake with Samir. All right, until next time, you take good care. Bye-bye. Our pizza is ready to go in the oven. And the other pizzas is ready for us.